fuck me. Alright, guys. Hit me. Give me one in the chat. Let me fix my shit up real quick. Give me one in the chat. If you can hear me. I can see chat now. Why? Because I switched from Chrome to Firefox. Man, I can't fucking believe it. Thank you guys. One in the chat. Fuck me. Alright. So here's what's happening. The same shit has happened last time. First, you have to go to the video description. There's going to be a discord.gg link. You click on that shit. Don't tell me it's not working, because it's working. Maybe if you're in a shithole somewhere, then it's not going to work for you, but it works for me. And I tried it with VPNs, it works. And I know a lot of people who it worked for. So if it doesn't work for some of you, it ain't me, it's you. So fix your shit up. Try it with a VPN, connect to Japan or something, it might work. You join the Discord, and then you go to the library channel. And here you can tag me, you can ask me a question, you can send me your works, you can send me your portfolio, you can do whatever. Shit got on my fucking nerves. You know what happened to me? I started the live stream. Chat is not there. It just says something went wrong. Try again later. But the live stream is up. And then I turn it off. I do it again. It's the same shit. How many live streams did I do, guys? This shit never happened to me before. And now the way to fix this is you don't use Chrome. Hell, there's Thomas. You don't use Chrome, you use Firefox. Man, fuck computers. I should have been a construction worker. Now, hold on, man. My lighting is terrible. I look too white. I look too white. I look like a white supremacist. Not that I'm not. It's just I don't want it to be so obvious. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I can only see welcome and announcement channels. Okay, that's a problem with our bot. That's a problem with our bot. Maybe, how about this? Maybe no new people yet. No new people sending me shit during this live stream. Because I gotta work on the bot. What he's supposed to do. Maybe the bot got banned. Hold on. I need one of the mods to tell me what happened. Because it worked fine, and then something stopped working. I can't see the channel. Maybe I'm... Man... See, this is what I'm talking about. How can you not take the computer and throw it out the window? I'm on the 17th floor of my building. So it works one day and then it just doesn't work. So bear with me, guys. Let's figure this shit out. So what's happening is people are joining, but they can only see the welcome and announcements channels, right? Which leads me to believe that they're not being assigned to the roles correctly. Right? Because there are some people that don't have any roles. Now, we have a bot for that. We have a bot. Where is he? Unless somebody banned him. We got a bot. And his job is to automatically assign roles. And by the way, guys, while I do this, make sure you read the rules, because I get too many motherfuckers coming into this Discord. Why did I end up in solitary confinement? It's because you didn't read the rules. Read the rules, or we're going to beat your ass and throw your ass into solitary. Let me find my bot. Carl Bot is playing games. Okay, so these are the new guys here. I can see you guys joining the Discord. The problem is that Carl is disrespecting me. He's trying to punk me. Carl is being disobedient. So what would I do? Babarin, is Babarin here? We need Babarin. Maybe type bot in the search bar. He's here. I got him. Carl Bot. Hold on. Maybe we should do him again. Guys, this is going to end up being a Discord modification stream. Carl Bot. I got the Italian website or something. Carl Bot. Okay, it's a turtle. Yeah. Select the server. Blender Prison. Continue. Authorize. Okay, great. Go to Blender Prison. Now we got him back. Carl is going to solitary. Man. Okay. Hold on. I got a Discord server and I added this thing called CarlBot, which they told me that his job is supposed to be that when somebody new enters a server, it assigns certain roles to him. And it worked fine, but now it just stopped working. People are joining the server and the roles are not being assigned automatically. So Carl is acting like a bitch. What am I supposed to do? Carl needs to be higher than the roles it's assigning. Okay. Hold on. Am I gonna open up the Blender? Because I gotta pull Blender off screen, or Discord off screen, because otherwise I'm gonna leak something. Okay, you go to server settings, roles. I found it. Okay. Okay. Let's see what happens now. So the problem is I had to put Carl above the other roles in the Discord list of roles. And now I did that. And hopefully somebody new who joins in now should get the right. Guys, somebody try leaving and joining the Discord server and then tell me if you get assigned to the correct role. So let me try doing you guys manually. Hold on. I'll give you all GP. Cocksucker. No, you're going to solitary. Fuck you. Read the rules. GP. And I don't want to see cat pictures. I don't want to see default pictures. Default pictures go straight to solitary. Straight to solitary. Straight to solitary. No default profile pictures. Okay. Terna goes to GP. Okay, J, you go GP. I left and joined and it works. Does it work? Okay, let's do the rest manually. GP, Jones, guys, default pictures go into solitary confinement because having a default picture is a violation of the rules. You gotta get serious. And also, I don't want to see cats, frogs, anime. I don't want to see any bullshit pictures. I want to see you guys acting serious. Because this is prison. If you act like a punk, you're gonna get punked. What's this picture? It's a... I don't want to say what it is, but you're going to solitary. This is solitary material, solitary confinement, guys. This solitary confinement. Oh, is that an anime picture? Guess where that's going? And he's playing video games. Okay. Solitary is gonna have more people than GP, and that's good. Alright, now, here's the rules of the game today, from the beginning, now that we got our shit under control. Now that the technical issues are out of the way. You join the Discord server, and you go to the library, and you send something, you send me a question, you send me a portfolio, whatever, I'm gonna check it out, we're gonna talk about it. How's that sound? And by the way, guys, if you're an American, I put a little tip jar into the description. So send me your money. You can send me Bitcoin in the description. Or if you're not American, if you don't believe in giving money as tips, then check out my fucking courses. If you don't believe in giving money without getting anything in return, check out this course right here. This is what it's gonna teach you. Hold on, I don't know if you guys can hear the music, but it's beautiful.
the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly.
Okay, that. So go check it out. There's a link for that in the description. Now, enough of that. Let's get back to the fucking Discord. Let's see what we got. And we had a really good question, which I even made a video about earlier today. And guys, just I'm not gonna be able to cover everybody, so be ready. I'm gonna miss a lot of you. But I got a really good question. Did you by any chance misspell inmate? Maybe. Well, I got a really good question about topology from a gentleman by the name of, and he might be here with us today. Holy shit. A gentleman by the name of, that's too old. He had a picture of an old guy. I don't know if he's the old guy or if that's another old guy. But anyway, he was making some cars. Where is it? He was making some cars. Where is he, man? This one here. This gentleman right here. He was making some cars, and I wanted to address this issue. Why can't I? From, okay. Okay, old. I don't get old. I can't see his old messages. Maybe it was in a different channel. Yeah, it was in GP. Okay. And guys, read the rules because you're going to get banned and you're going to end up in solitary confinement. So he's making cars. And this is a really common issue. Whether you're modeling cars or whether you're modeling something else. You get like a surface. And then it sort of splits. And there's one surface coming out of another one. And then you have this really sharp kind of edge here. And this can be really tough to do if you are working subdivision or sub-D workflow. So the situation looks something like this. Alright, you have a surface and then another one comes out of it. And the problem is that most of you guys, probably most of you guys, assuming that you guys are not that good at topology, because you haven't been watching me long enough, or you haven't been watching Thomas Collin long enough, what you would probably do is take a surface and then rip that shit up maybe a little bit like this, and then you would fill this with F here, and you would subdivide that, and then you would try to either crease this, mean crease, which as you can see is already problematic. Maybe you add this one to the mean crease, which makes it a little bit better, but still it does not look too nice because, well, it's actually not bad. Hold on, man. How did that work? Okay, so the problem is, that worked fucking perfect. Hold on, let's check what happened when you apply the subdivision surface. Now it doesn't work no more. That's crazy. This looks pretty nice. But anyway, my method for creating this was you subdivide that shit. So we have some geometry, and then you do this. You create your little surface or whatever you want to create. Let's take this a step further and also lift it up a little bit like this. And then I would first add a loop cut here, and this is what you learned from Thomas Collin, by the way, from Thomas the Judge. Let's clear up these surfaces back here, because we want to have a quad here. We don't want to have a triangle. When you have a triangle, that's what causes problems, because triangles under the influence of a subdivision surface modifier cause all sorts of problems. So now, okay, so now you subdivide it, and then you gotta sharpen it. And my way of sharpening is not to use a bevel or anything. A lot of people like to add loop cuts like this, but this is a problem, because if you have something else going on over this surface, like for example in this situation, and if you add some loop cuts, they're gonna extend over the surface, and now it's fucking with the shape down here. You can see we got pinching, we got folding, we got all sorts of problems. So we don't want to have just loop cuts. So what I did And I think this is a Thomas Cullen approved method. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he told me there's no problems. He told me there's no visible artifacts. So I think even Thomas Cullen agrees with me here. So what I did was, first I would insert this a little bit, although you don't have to do that. I just like it. And then Control plus to expand the selection. Let's also take this here. You take the entire surface and a couple of faces in the front and you inset that. And when you inset it, you disable the boundary down here because we don't want to have this edge over here in the back or this face segment. So we want this. Okay, and now there you go. Now it's nice and sharp. It's nice and sharp. It's nice and clean. Okay. You're not going to see any artifacts. You're not going to see any bending. The light behaves really nicely. Here's a better example where the lighting is, in my opinion, fucking perfect. Okay, it looks beautiful. So check it out. It looks pretty much as good as it can be there. So that's how I would handle that issue. And that was a good question. This person who asked the question always asked the good questions. Let's see what we got next. Who were the first people who started sending in the... there we go. Let's look at this one. And I think we looked at this GoPro last time. Thomas already commented on this, so I don't really have to, but I'll just bring it up for the live stream so you guys can see it. It looks beautiful. And the environment... how'd you make the fucking rock? Tell us that. How do you make this rock? Did you download it? Probably downloaded it. But if you got a method for making it procedurally, it'll be pretty interesting. But yeah, as Thomas pointed out below, you can see that it's low poly over here. You can see the corner over here. You can see the edges. So that's a flaw, certainly. But the textures look pretty good. The lens is pretty nice. The lighting is pretty good. I would maybe make this screen glow a little bit more. And it seems like Discord kind of made this a little grainy. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way. I feel like this should be a little bit cleaner in the background. It looks a little bit grainy, but it's not a big deal. There you go. This is Thomas Cullen's comment. But the environments are really nice. This is maybe a little bit, I don't really like this. The simplicity of this corner down here. I don't really like how it's clearly a noise texture bump node or bump map. But this is pretty cute because you got the particles. Guys, always try to add particles to your environment. If you can make these kind of flow up and down, it's gonna look cute. Everything looks nice when you do that. So you gotta learn particles. Then we got a Rolex. Okay, it looks very pretty. But there's a problem. Or I bet you there's a problem. I'm not sure that there's a problem, but I would love to see the fucking topology on this. Not that my watch had great topology or flawless topology, but I would like to see the topology on this thing. Let's see the bevels on the little crown. This is what you gotta pay attention to. You don't want to make them too sharp. The bevels look nice here on the corner. Let's see the hand. Yeah, it is pretty clean. This seems to work pretty well for you. The letters that you carved into the surface. It looks beautiful. You should make some animations with it. Hey, last time when you showed me this thing, it was like you can make him talk. I guess you put in words and then he talks, and it's like in Blender, the fucking thing is talking, and this is made with geometry nodes. And my suggestion was you make him say the N word. Okay, so that's what I want to see. You have a website recommended for textures, ambient CG, textures.com, but they make you pay for credits. I don't know. I just you could just go to ChatGPT and type and give me texture websites, and you go there. What is it, Polyhaven or something? Polyhaven. I think they got a pretty decent texture website. Yeah, they're pretty good. CGtextures.com is what textures.com used to be called back in the day, and they had infinite textures on them. But yeah, guys, listen, I wanted to pull out my chat so I can keep it over here on the side of the screen somewhere. and then everybody can see it later. Because otherwise, if you watch the live stream afterwards, after it's over, then it just looks like it's me talking to myself. You can't see the chat, and then I look weird. I look like I lost my fucking mind. But this has to... Look, then it disappears if I... Is there a way to keep it on top? I guess not. Fuck it. No chat this time. I gotta figure out how to do it properly. Okay, chat's gonna be here. Alright, where were we? Do you think it looks good with halftone? I don't know what halftone means. Halftone. Okay, so it's this type of texture. This is halftone. It's like the comic book thing. Does it look good with halftone? I think it looks good with halftone. It kind of looks like, guys, tell me if the dogs bark and bothering you. I hate when fucking dogs bark. But it kind of looks like, you know that music video for... It reminds me of that music video for the song Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. That's what it reminds me of, and I think it's pretty cute. Old rifle. It's too blocky. It's too sharp on these edges. I think these edges here are too sharp. They should probably be round, but I've never... Yeah, this doesn't look like any rifle I've ever seen. But the texture is pretty nice, I'll give you that. I made this yesterday, LMAO. Man, you gotta be shitting me. How do you guys come up with these things? How do you guys come up with this shit? I feel like you should go to solitary confinement just for this. Hold on. Lean back in my chair. I feel fucked up today. I need some more coffee. I got my Christmas cup going today. Okay. Blender noob here. Does anyone know? Yeah, okay, they already resolved this issue. Yeah. Okay. Would love to hear your thoughts on this one. Okay, it looks like you got some textures on the side of this button. So the UV map is fucked up there. Which means to fix it, you have to select those faces. And then go to the UV editor and move them off the blue parts. You want to be on the white parts. Maybe you can just scale them down to 0 and just throw them in a corner. Yeah, there was a brain rot animation. Put it on your Instagram. Maybe you can... You know what? I bet you... This is the type of shit, guys, that gets 6 million likes on Instagram and TikTok. So I bet you could make a whole channel, a whole brand or page just posting that type of bullshit. It's brain rot content, but you give the dogs what they want, right? Yeah, you gotta fix this up. It feels like this is a still image from an animation. It doesn't really make sense as an image on its own. The texture looks a little bit shitty here. Maybe not, yeah, because it's too smooth and then there's little bumps on a smooth surface. And then this seam here is way too sharp, so this needs to be beveled a little bit. It looks like it's just a cylinder clipping through the surface below. Or maybe there's like a sharp mark there. It needs more detail, it needs more bevels here around these edges. The edges are too sharp. Edges are way too sharp. And then if you're focusing on a detail and trying to do a close-up detail of something like this, you gotta blur out the background if you're doing like micro shots and stuff like that. So you gotta use depth of field. It's not really clear to me what's supposed to be happening here. Just some kind of camera or something. Very comfortable to sit. What do we think, chat? It looks too... It doesn't look like a real sofa because maybe these seams are a little bit too intense. The balance here is not really right. It's sticking out a little bit here, but it's inside here. These parts look pretty good. The pillows look pretty good. The whole thing feels a little bit sharp. Made a new post. Abasi made a new post. Hold on, let's pull out his post. Come on. Okay, it's not bad. Hold on, let's check this out, guys. Wait, I lost it. This one here. So we got a keyboard. That's it. Okay, I guess that's it. This is cute, but this needs to be animated. So you could make it so that they kind of they're kind of pivoting around a point where they're meeting, if you know what I mean. And make the color, you make the lights, you animate the lights so that this reflection here is kind of sliding down this edge, or maybe the other way around. You could play around with that. You can make them spin a little bit, and this could be like a 3-second scene for you. And then we have this piece of work right here. I don't know if you guys saw this. This is by Dima and Nedev. Dima Nedev. And it's beautiful. Check that shit out, guys. Look at those details. I would love to see the topology on it. That's an excellent work. It's beautiful. I'm not going to give you any criticism because I think it's as good as it needs to be. It looks lovely. Any feedback? And these are yesterday's posts. But we're going to get to today's post. Don't worry, guys. So we got some scissors. And then we had this. This feels like it needs, if it's that worn out on the edges, it feels like it needs a little bit more wear on the big clean surfaces. Like these type of tiny little scratches that you have here. You need to have them occasionally on the other surfaces because they're too clean right now. This is all ripped off, but this is perfectly clean, so that doesn't look too right. But this part is nice, the texturing is good there. Check the model. I feel like this could use more details. Like just a bunch of random little things, maybe tiny little holes in these parts here. Or this type of stuff on these parts. Or just a bunch of random things. It looks beautiful, but the more details you add, the more impressive it's gonna work. So just remember, just keep adding details until there's no more details that can be added. You know, let me show you something, guys. What's the name of that guy? I spoke to Thomas Colin about him the other day. Let me just find him. Vitaly Bulgarov. Let me show you guys something. If any of you think you're good at Blender or 3D modeling or something like that, let me show you this guy. This is his website. Check this out. This is the most incredible hard surface modeling I've ever seen in my life. My work. Hold on, let me find something. He changed his website. Armorhead. I want to see. I had a much better overview of these pictures before. Hold on. Vitaly Bulgarov on Instagram. There we go. Look at this. Check this thing out, guys. You see, when you look at things like this, some people are gonna sit there and say, "Oh, you make me want to give up on 3D modeling. This made me quit because I realized that I will never reach this level." Or there's another kind of person which goes and says, "Holy shit, this is possible, and it's a human being doing it, and guess what? I'm a human being too, so I can do that shit too." And it kind of once you understand what's possible, then it's easier to do it, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. It gets crazier. There's so many of these things. Personal work, professional work. Let me pick another one, just to show you guys how crazy this stuff gets. He doesn't really show his wireframes, but there was, like, on his Instagram page, he showed some wireframes, and it was ridiculous. Enormous portfolio full of these kind of things. So shout out to Vitaly. I don't know what he's doing now. Where is he? I don't know if these are old works or new works. I just happened to run into him because of ChatGPT. Wait, let's get this shit off the screen. Vitaly Bulgarov. This is his Instagram page here. But I think a lot of it's CAD modeling and shit like that too. Look at this stuff. That's ridiculous, guys. Look at this. Alright, that's enough. That's enough meat riding. Let's get back to the subject at hand. And let me find my fucking Discord. Let me find my YouTube stream, which I lost. Okay. So we're going to go back to looking at some works. How many days do you think it took? I have no idea. I have no fucking clue. Probably a long time. And I wanted to show you guys this as well. So look at this. Look at this M3 BMW. You want some feedback? Check it in Blender. Also, I rigged the car and do some cinematic shots. Okay. Not. It's lovely, right? I don't know if I would go as far as saying it looks photorealistic or anything like that. And I would say that's probably mainly because of the lighting. I think the lighting could make it look a lot more realistic. The topology looks like it's pretty clean. And guys, this is the type of shit you're gonna find in Discord. So you can talk to these people who make this type of shit. If you don't know nobody who's good at modeling, that's why you join our Discord. So you can talk to these guys and you can ask them questions. You can learn something. But beware, guys. Once again, read the fucking rules, because if you don't read the rules, one day you're gonna wake up in solitary confinement, which means you can't talk to others, and you're gonna stay in there until maybe by some quirk of faith I decide to look there and take the time to review if you've changed as a person, which might not ever happen. So you're gonna end up in solitary until the end of days. So make sure you read the rules and follow the rules. We got some wheels too. But then, guys, after we saw this wheel, which looks beautiful, and it seems that the topology is perfect here too, Thomas Cullen came by with this thing, and maybe some of you guys remember he made a video for this. So if you want to work on topology, if you want to learn about topology, go search for Thomas Cullen motorcycle video. Okay, then we had a debate about Aryan. Here's my review, my work to review for today's live stream. The environment's nice. The flowers are nice. Where'd you get the flowers? The curtain is nice. The lighting is nice. I say it's pretty cute. There's nothing about it that makes it look unpleasant. I can't comment on the realism of the model itself, because I'm assuming that you made it based on what the object actually looks like in reference images. So I don't know if this is a real thing or you came up with it, but it looks cute. Everybody else can remember this thing right here. This is how you can set up a scene for visualizing a product. You can create something like this, and this is really simple stuff. Look, a fucking cylinder and another cylinder under it, and then you got another cylinder where the face at the bottom was scaled down a little bit. This type of little table. Then you got a vase, probably he downloaded it off Sketchfab or something, and you got a curtain with a wool texture on it or something, and it's really easy to do. And then you got probably a sunlight creating this kind of shadow or lighting in the environment. So I challenge everybody to try and recreate this if you're doing product visualization, a scene like this, and then put your little product in there. If you go to Amazon, every single product on Amazon, which is the best, most successful online marketplace humanity has ever seen, every product ever, or almost every product, most successful products there, have kind of real life use cases. They can have like real life pictures of the product. Some of them are pictures, some of them are 3D. You can save somebody money. So if you're ever dealing with anybody who's selling some kind of a product, this is a service that they're going to need. Okay, if you run into somebody who's doing any kind of e-commerce, they're going to need their shit visualized properly. And then maybe if you get the skill, you can find somebody who's selling something, but their presentation is shit because they just have this picture on a blank background and nothing else. That doesn't make me it doesn't allow me to imagine this shit in my home, so I'm less likely to buy it. But if you put it in a bathroom or a nice table like this, now I can see this in my apartment. When I get some nice sunset, I can see what it would look like over here in my rig next to my electronics here. So maybe that gives me some better ideas, so I'm more likely to buy it. Let's look at this Instagram profile. It's the same thing. Is this entirely made from... See, the problem here is that it's like low resolution, so it's grainy. Maybe too much noise here, but pretty good environment. Again, shit resolution, but good animation. You don't want to have this type of thing going on in your portfolio. If you have really low resolution, maybe it's just me not loading it properly, but make sure, check it out, guys. If you gotta make sure every time you post something, you check how Instagram made it look, so that you wouldn't end up having a shitty post. Because then when somebody looks at it, they're like, man, this is stolen footage, or you just downloaded it off of a preview or something. It looks less impressive if it's low resolution. Hold on, let's see if we got sound on this. The music is fitting because it's like a vintage design. This is cute, but again, shitty resolution. Is it just me, guys? The resolution seems fine here. These are some nice environments. That's what I'm talking about. He's got his Gmail, his description is really nice and simple and straightforward. Images in motion, branding through CG. It's very cold though, so maybe you wanna add a little bit more personality, make it a little bit more bubbly or something. Someone's gonna think this guy's an asshole. He didn't write nothing. But that's just an idea. Maybe your style suits you. Who knows? That was a good portfolio. My portfolio isn't too active nowadays. Why not? But I want to start getting serious about Blender again. Here is my Instagram. Hold on, guys. This is pretty good, although this plant looks like it's very tiny because this plant is supposed to be big. This looks pretty nice because it feels quite realistic. The background feels quite realistic. I've never seen a table like this, but maybe. You got a nice environment for a cool product. It's like it's missing some details. Ah, it's not bad. That's not bad, although I don't really like the background. It looks like a... You know what it looks like to me? If I tried to sell my laptop, I would put it on the table, I would take a picture, and I would put it on Facebook Marketplace or something. This is the kind of picture that I would take. It would look like this, so it looks quite realistic. The lighting looks quite realistic. And then you have the boring lighting down here. This is too dark and quite boring. It's a real picture. Okay, yeah, get this shit out of your portfolio. If it's real life pictures, you don't need that on your portfolio. This is the gentleman that we're talking about here. Depth, I don't know what this is about. Make sure that you have a clear subject. If you want to do product visualization, then do product visualization. If you want to do environments, then do environments. If you want to do trees, then do trees. This doesn't really... What is this? A little... It's a 3D render. Well, the movement is pretty natural. Edges are too sharp. Doesn't seem to fit in too well with the rest, so... But you seem to be able to visualize electronics pretty well. Like, you have a good potential here. I think the lighting needs work on something like this. And the texture's a little bit off. Because the problem here is that it's just like one light source and that's it. Maybe there's another one reflecting this, but you could maybe make it a little bit more exciting with some animations, with some animated lights. But the model is pretty good. A better description also. You need a better description. What are you guys doing down there in the showers? Hold on. Fucking hell. Okay, next. Man, I'm so sleepy today. And it's hot as fuck. you guys can see how low my energy is. Somebody needs to get me talking politics. The notable. What about Burki? Shit. I misclicked something. Burki. Burki. Guys, where are you guys from? Tell me which country you're in right now, and tell me your age too. I want to know who I'm dealing with here. How old are you, and which country are what country do you come from? What's your nationality? I don't want to hear English if you just came there from Senegal, okay? If your family moved to England 1 generation ago and you're black as night, black as coal, you're not English. You're Senegalese, or whatever you call that. In my book, anyway. I don't know if it's like that on paper, but I would. If a black person approached me and told me they're Swedish, I'd be like, well, that's not what the fuck I meant. All right. Yeah, maybe you're Swedish on paper, but what I'm talking about is where does your blood come from? Which lands does your fucking family come from? France 15, Netherlands 42, 27, Hrvatska, brate, nema jebat. Ukraine 21, India 23, Brazil 14, 21, Poland 19, India, Pakistan 17, 21, US, Romania 21, Czech, Germany 18, 18 Poland, Egypt 22, Lithuania 19, India 19, 28 Indonesia, North Korea, I wish that was true, Czech Republic 28, Afghanistan 20. Afghanistan, I want to go to Afghanistan. Can I go there as a white boy? I would love to go there and sit down with the Taliban and do some opium. Hungary, asta kurva. 23 years old. I don't know what flag that is though. The blue one. Is it Nicaragua? Close. I was close. Yeah, okay, let's get back to the portfolio. Burki. Behance. I think we have problems with Behance because you guys already know that when I open Behance, it doesn't wanna load for me for some reason. But now I also, hey, it's working. You know why? Because I got my VPN back. The VPN, it's kind of like the nano suit in Crisis. You start to wear it, and then your body gets broken completely. The only reason it's able to survive is because it has the nanosuit on. It wouldn't be alive. It would die without the nanosuit. That's what the VPN did to me. When I uninstalled the VPN because it was getting on my nerves, then the computer just failed. All sorts of problems, but then I brought it back and now it works. Maybe. I don't know if it works. Okay. It still doesn't fucking work. But at least we're a little bit closer because now at least we can see something. Great. That's beautiful. Yeah, unfortunately I can't look at fucking Behance. Let me try Instagram. Rehan Burki, there we go. Hey, I remember you made the chips. Something's weird about the neck of this bottle. But this looks pretty good. The chips are low poly. You need to bevel the edges because they're too sharp. The edges are too sharp here. That's what it seems like to me. But the colors are nice. It's nice and colorful. Human beings respond well. They're colorful. This looks a little bit low resolution. And you can see the texture looks repetitive in the background. I don't know what the object is supposed to be, but I think it looks pretty decent. Let's see this. Okay, this was you. Yeah, it needs to be higher poly. Also down here needs more details. Let me show you mine. Hold on. And it's also gonna give me a chance to listen to some music. Hold on, I'll show you my fucking GoPro 911. GoPro 911. Watch this. 9/11 on the back. Little Easter egg for you. Okay. And we had the headphones. Oh, this was you. Yeah, we talked about these on Discord already, but so they looked really cool. The lighting is really good here. But something's wrong with this part here. It looks like it's been molten. And this looks like it's all fused together, like it's monolithic on the inside. But the lighting is really, I really like the lighting. I think it looks really nice and satisfying. Look at this. And there's some shit going on here. And there's a little line here. And somebody else pointed out a few other things on the Discord. And I think you also got some artifacts around here, which are probably a result of bad topology around those parts. But the lighting is really nice. Imagine if you'd see at first glance, you don't see those things. And probably if you show this to your sister or your mother, she wouldn't see these issues. She would look, wow, that looks beautiful. And I don't know what's going on here. I don't think it's supposed to be that way. Maybe it is, but it wasn't. I don't remember seeing this when I was making it. Well, we got 670 followers. That's good. Good picture too. The rest of you guys, I don't want to see no fucking cats. Anime pictures. This is what your picture should look like. See, this is a gentleman right here because even on Discord, he put in his picture. He presented himself properly. The others go to solitary confinement. Let's see what's happening down there. Yeah, I'm not reviewing solitary confinement. You got an anime picture. I don't associate with people who got anime pictures. Hand painted style. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a little bit low poly, I would say. You can see the sharp edges at some points. So it would be nice if it was higher poly, but I guess it's like, I can imagine this being in like a mobile video game or League of Legends or something like that. Or not League of Legends, but World of Warcraft. Or some shit like that. What do you think of this animation? Still got a lot left to fix. Hold on, let me pull out chat. French Mexican. What the fuck? Don't come to Afghanistan. Why not? Are they gonna shoot me? Yeah, it looks pretty good, but you're gonna also have to render the camera. Or animate the camera, maybe make it like zoom out a little bit slowly. Can you review my portfolio, please, Arijan? Shit. Please, can you review? Yes. Let's check it. Is it good or is it shit? Damn, look at that. Are you Korean? It's cute. I would say these are a little bit sharp. The edges are a little bit sharp. But it's beautiful. As usual, the liquid is a little bit shitty. This is good. The chocolate is good. Now, holy shit, hold on. Do that one more time, hold on. This is good. I can see this going on television. I don't like the milk and shit like that, but let's be honest, we're splitting hairs if we go commenting on things like that at this point. Although I also think the last scene doesn't really make too much sense. The one with the thing rolling around the grass. It doesn't really fit the rest of the animation somehow. It's like out of context, and you can't see the bottle, or you can't see the brand name or title or anything like that. So it looks like it's a little bit. It looks like it doesn't fit the rest too well. About how they animated the hand in Nintendo Switch 2 animation. Okay, I guess we'll get to it, because I don't know what you're talking about at this point. Aryan, can you please check my portfolio? Please, Aryan. Yes, of course I can. Arijan3D. Shit reminds me of. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. That's good. It's good how it comes apart. The brushing part was real shitty, in my opinion. But the lighting is pretty nice. It's because, like, when you're brushing something, you would expect it to bend a little bit. The particles are okay. They don't have to look too realistic. That's fine. They don't look too realistic, but they don't have to. But the shit needs to bend a little bit. Yeah. As you're brushing it. Because otherwise it's just like needles or something, right? Good lighting. Good. Good. These are all pretty good. And guys, this is the kind of shit you can make in like an hour. If you need some exercise, if you don't know, if you need to fill your portfolio with something, look, it's a cylinder, it's another cylinder, it's a cube, it's a plane in the background, it's a sun lamp, maybe another sun lamp, and it's a texture which is made in Canva in 15 minutes, okay? And some shadows. Maybe you download a set of leaves from Sketchfab, and then you put it in between the light and the scene, and boom, you render that shit. Look at this. It's a cube, simple bottle. This is really nice. Straight out of a commercial, as somebody said. Sky is nice here. And there's a woman holding it. This has got to be AI. Last 3 posts were made with AI. Okay, guys. Never mind that. Don't bother doing this in Blender. But this wasn't Blender. This wasn't AI. But by the way, guys, it's possible to use AI. It's possible to use AI. You know what the Romanian people taught me? Just now that Foxu distracted me with his introduction from Romania. You know what they taught me? They told me, say this. Fac skiur din sicriul mătii. That's what they told me. That's what you learn when you go to Romania as a Croat. Futuți morții mătii. Okay. I don't know if you're too young to hear these things, but you're gonna grow up pretty quickly, and you're gonna have to run into this shit sooner or later. It's what they taught me in Romania. So here's the thing: you can probably make this shit with AI. You tell him, hey, take this picture of this product and make it look cute, and he's gonna make it for you. But you can't really animate it the way you would want it to. So, for example, you can use AI to generate some kind of an environment, some kind of a scene, some kind of a theme for you to create in Blender. What does it mean? Somebody who's Romanian, tell him what I just said. Tell him what it means, what I just said. Because I'm not Romanian, so I don't know. It's just what they told me. It's nice and clean. Yeah, keep doing what you do. Nice amount of followers, links, nice bio, nice description. Everything's good here. Nice logo. Alright, didn't we look at this last time? Or was it another guy? Guys, everybody needs to do videos like this. No matter what you do, you have to make these kind of videos. No matter what it is that you're ever trying to do professionally. If you're somebody who makes windows in your city, you should be making videos like this of showing your workflow for making windows. If you want to get business, right? So everybody needs to do this. If you run a foot massage business, you make videos teaching you or showing how you are rubbing people's feet with oils. And that way somebody's gonna look at it and think, wow, look at that. This is how they rub feet down there in fucking Shani foot massage. And they might just feel like, you know what, my feet are hurting real bad. I want to go down there and get me a massage. Because people are going to see this stuff. Look, 2,500 people following him. This is how you get exposure. This is how you promote a business. You got to make videos. If you're not making videos, you're a fool. Do you think that AI will replace 3D artists? Will AI replace 3D artists? Hold on. Will AI replace 3D artists? Give me chat. Okay, guys, so listen. The question was whether AI can replace 3D artists. And I want you to think about this. When you go outside and you look at a poster of something and there's an advertisement which was clearly made by a 3D artist in a 3D program, yeah, 3D, AI is going to replace that shit. It's only a matter of time. If you look at the average perfume poster in public, AI is going to replace that shit. It already has replaced that, okay? Now, the thing where it becomes a little bit more tricky, which people like myself and Thomas Collin and other guys who are deep into 3D modeling, you would look at it and think, there is no fucking way that anytime soon we're going to get AI which can produce complex sub-D models. For example, if you look at an object like, let's say, what's the name of that one company that I saw in Denmark? It's like a electric bike company in Copenhagen. They got them all over the place. Is anybody from Copenhagen? Anyway, let's just take another example of an e-bike of some sort. Electric bike, one of these things, right? One of the cool ones. This is for women. Fine, let's say something like this. And let's say this company wants some visuals for their product. And if you want to make visuals for something like this, you're gonna have to do close-up shots of different elements of this thing. So you're gonna have to look at the different components behind the lights, the brakes, the derailleurs, the tires, the brake discs. You're gonna have to do all sorts of close-up shots, right? All the little details you have to showcase in high resolution close-up. Now I want to know how you can have AI produce these kind of sub-D models, because it's like a specific type of workflow that you have to follow. You can't just create the mesh from an image like photogrammetry or something like that. What I can see coming around is, let's say you take a camera and you take a picture of, I don't know, let's say, let me see myself so I can see if you guys can see what I'm about to describe to you. Let's say I want to make an animation of this little fucking old photo camera battery charger. Okay, I'll take that shit in my hand, I'll take a video of it with my phone, and like this, and then I'll spin it around a little bit so that the thing can get a good idea of what it looks like from every side. Okay, and then probably it can turn that into a little animation. Maybe it can give me a 3D model of that in slightly higher quality, like photogrammetry. You know what I saw at the fucking in a Danish hospital a couple of weeks ago? They had like a thing where they put it in your mouth. They didn't do this to me. They did it to somebody else. But they put it in your mouth, and it scans the inside of your teeth and your mouth, and it just creates a 3D model of that. And then this is what they use for creating prosthetics and shit like that. And I thought that was crazy. So they have like an object which scans the physical world in such detail and turns it into a 3D model that it can be used for medical purposes, right? So I think the fear that people have is, are we going to reach a time when you're just going to be able to tell ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, generate a model of this electric bike, and it's all done, and a 3D artist doesn't have to be involved? I can't see this happening. Because how is he going to know? You know, it's so much work from... But, you know, the other thing is I feel stupid talking about this thing because, man, imagine asking somebody from 20 years ago, hey, or just try to describe to him the fact that we're going to have all the devices that he has to buy separately. A fucking camera, a radio, whatever, a telephone, everything you can possibly think of in just one thing in your pocket. And it's the smartest thing humanity has ever seen, and you can get the answer to any question you want to know just by asking him. You don't even have to talk to him anymore. You can just tell him how many Jews died in the Holocaust, and then he's going to tell you approximately 271,000 Jews were murdered during the Holocaust. That's interesting. I didn't know that. You can ask him any question you want, and he's going to answer it for you. So if you were to describe to somebody the technology we have today, they would call you fucking crazy. So 20 years from now, I don't fucking know what we're going to have. I can't sit here and answer the question, so I don't have a smart answer for you after all. I don't know. Just learn to use it, because it's definitely developing quickly, and they're going to be in your home before you know it. So that way you're not going to be replaced. You're not going to be left in the fucking dirt. Okay. Let's move on. Hey, I made this shit before. This is shitty. The texture looks a little bit too shiny here, too deep. The dimple here is too deep. But the model looks pretty good overall. And you gotta animate it. And maybe these buttons are a little bit too glossy. And maybe you need some more sophisticated lighting. Nice. Let's see this. Okay, the branch was pretty good, but then the way this came down feels quite unnatural and uncomfortable to me. And then it's pretty cute. But I wish there was something more to see. You know how I would try to do this instead? I would have my camera sort of start very zoomed in, and at the beginning it just quickly zooms out so you can see this thing already sitting on the branch. And then let me find you an example of what I'm talking about on my profile. I think I use it on this one here. So notice how in the beginning the camera sort of zooms out, boom, and then it slowly continues to zoom out. Maybe you can't really see it here. I think I also did that on my on my this one. In the end, I did the same thing, but I have the camera start very zoomed in and zooms out, and this thing is already there. And as soon as it zooms out, it's slowly continuing to zoom out, and then there's the grass growing. The leaves come out. See that this is where I use it. It just like shot out from a very zoomed in position. In AI, that mental pleasing effect's missing, so you have fun in creating things. Yeah, the problem is that now it's very difficult to control. So go to ChatGPT and try to tell him generate me an image of a product and whatever. Okay, or generate me a living room, a luxury living room. That's great. And this is how I created a reference for this. If you guys remember, we had a live stream making this scene over here, and I found the reference, which was generated by AI, and this is how I created this. But AI can maybe generate this image, but there's no way he knows what's behind the fucking bed there. So maybe if I want to just have this room half a meter longer, or maybe I want to have a little bit more space behind this column right here, or maybe I only want to shift this plant over to the other side or something. It's very difficult to control these little details with AI. So that's the problem right now. So he can't really create a 3D environment. I haven't seen it yet, but I had somebody message me. Somebody said, "Oh, hey Arijan, we're from AI, we want to partner up with you. Check us out." All the AI 3D generators, I haven't seen any good ones. I've only seen shit that makes triangulated models. It doesn't work too well, but it's starting to look very promising. What I'm waiting to see is something that can create a perfect, clean topology model out of image references. That would be fucking crazy, because whoever does that, that's going to be $1 billion business probably. It's going to put every 3D artist is pretty much going to be out of business if that thing appears. And it's possible, but I just want you guys to think about how complex sub-D modeling is, and the process that you have to go through to create something in sub-D, and how you're going to have something like ChatGPT create that for any fool who doesn't know anything about 3D modeling. Okay? I guess people are worried about their mother sitting on the computer and being able to make 3D models, but yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Who gives a fuck? Just make sure that you always make sure that you're aware whether AI can currently do what you can do. What it's gonna do in the future, who cares? Just make sure that you can, if AI reaches that point where it can do that same job that you were doing until now, make sure that you know how to use AI for that, because someone's still gonna have to operate the software. We got a watch with good topology. I think the band is a little bit too thick. We got a sword. It's cute. Oh, here we go. E-pole. Yeah, when you have a subdivision surface modifier and crease is active, this is the type of shit that tends to happen. So let me try and think about how I would go about creating this object here. And assuming that we don't want to have completely sharp edges here. Should we try recreating this thing, guys? What do you think? Give me a type in 12 in the chat if you want me to open a blender and try and recreate this object, and if we get enough people, then we're gonna do it. Marshall. It looks like it's still a work in progress, so I can't really tell you much. Too dark. You lit up the scene, but we couldn't really see anything, and it disappeared so quickly. Because most of this first shot is dark, and then the light appears. and then as soon as we get some light so we can see what's happening, the scene turns to something else, which is not really good. Topology is a little bit fucked up here, but it's not too bad. There's something wrong with this part. It seems that it's a little bit, you see what I'm talking about? It's like it's been snapped. Animation made for a client. Let's see what's in this. Someone's gonna send me a picture of a penis sooner or later.
A forklift has 3 main points of...
Oh, okay, we can just watch it here. Hold on. Where'd it go? Okay.
A forklift has 3 main points of stability: the 2 front tires and the pivot point on the rear axle. If you draw a line connecting the front tires to the rear pivot point and back, you form what's known as the forklift's stability triangle. As you raise or lower loads, make sharp turns, or tilt the mast, the forklift's center of gravity shifts within this triangle. It's crucial that the center of gravity stays inside the triangle. Otherwise, the forklift can tip over. A helpful way to visualize forklift stability is by imagining a stability pyramid. Begin with the same 3 base points. Then imagine a 4th point located just above the operator's head, aligned with the top of the mast. By connecting this point to each of the 3 base points, you form a pyramid. However, that 4th point isn't fixed. As the operator raises or lowers the load and adjusts the mast, the pyramid changes, growing taller, shrinking, or skewing. When the forks are kept low, the pyramid remains short and wide, providing more stability. But as the forks rise, the pyramid stretches into a tall, narrow shape, which is much more prone to tipping. As the load rises, so does the center of gravity, meaning it only needs to shift a small amount to fall outside the pyramid's narrow top. All forklifts come with specific limits on speed, weight, and load. Your responsibility is to operate the machine within those design limits.
Hell yeah.
A forklift...
Hell yeah, didn't you just learn something watching? Who would have thought that you'd be watching a Blender live stream from a scumbag like me and you learn about operating forklifts? I bet that wasn't on your agenda for today. Okay, tell us the story if you're here, Mr. Hrishikesh. No, this wasn't you. It was somebody else. The forklift, Mr. Hamza. And by the way, he's going to end up in solitary confinement because he doesn't have a profile picture. But tell us about how you found the client. Tell us a little bit about the story, because I love hearing these things. And I think everybody else does too. Here he showed us a topology. Look at that. Clean as fuck. Yeah, that's an impressive piece of work if you got clean topology. Because guns, guys, you know what the problem is? A lot of beginners start using Blender 3D and then they want to start doing weapons. And it's like, man, that's not gonna fucking happen anytime soon. You're gonna have to go through some serious... You know, it's crazy how most people have no idea how complicated 3D modeling really is. People who aren't into it. It's ridiculously difficult to create some pretty simple things that seem like they're simple to somebody who never tried to create these things. And I remember when I was just starting out, I was a kid, I was like, holy shit, I just want to make a Minecraft animation. This is what I gotta go through. Look at this fucking program. This is what I gotta deal with. How do you make a fucking Minecraft animation? Where's the button for importing Steve? And where's the button to make him walk? So to me it was shocking, and I think to everybody else who starts as a 3D artist, they quickly realize that it is shockingly complex to build things from scratch. I got the client from Upwork, the forklift animation. There you go. I'll leave this here for Arijan to see, please. I want to create educative content, and I'm improving my GeoNodes abilities for that. Then I'll make the puppet say the thing that you wanted me to say. Nigga. That's what he's gonna say. Aryan, by the way, any tips for improving speaking to the camera? Just speak to the camera, and let me tell you this. No matter how... Okay, wait a second. You're creating educational content, so this is different. So, I'm over here on YouTube. Look at me, okay? So I'm not over here... I can't speak to you in terms of how you're supposed to speak to a camera if you're making a video for a corporation, for a fucking Microsoft release in a new product or something like that. But if you just want to get more comfortable in camera in general, you have to understand that you're not really supposed to act any different than you do in real life, right? Because most people will open up the camera and they'll sound so robotic. If you look at my first tutorial, I sound like a bitch because I was trying to be polite. I was trying to be, nice. I was trying to do it the way everybody else does it. And no matter how you do it, someone's gonna have a problem with you. No matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, people are gonna tell you, oh, that you suck, you're fucking weird, you're retarded, you're fucking crazy, you should quit and all this. No matter what happens, so it doesn't even fucking matter. Just look at yourself a lot and just experiment a lot. Sometimes you're gonna start a video 100 times over. You're gonna this guy's getting banned. I'm not even reading that shit. Put user. Here you go, fucker. Fuck you. That's the solitary confinement of the YouTube world. You just gotta do it over and over and over again. It's like socializing in real life. It's like if you're not used to socializing, if you just got out of prison, you're gonna feel weird around people. It's gonna feel very uncomfortable to you. It's not gonna be very smooth. It's not gonna feel natural. But if you socialize all the time, you get good at it. It's like you learn it, you practice it. The same way if you play football all the time, you get better, you get smoother at it. So you just gotta do it over and over again. And find different angles where you find yourself prettier, find tones of speaking which sound natural to you. Or sometimes try to do this, try to just like sit down with your friends when you're hanging out with your friends and just put the phone on the table and just record your voices and listen to your own voice and get comfortable with it, because this is already how you talk and it's clearly acceptable since you got by this far in life. And just get used to your own voice. That's a difficult part to overcome. But what the fuck was the video about?
I wanted to show my translator from decimal to binary.
You know what? Try this, okay? You gotta get comfortable. You gotta break the ice a little bit. Start the video and just say nigga. And just then start the tutorial. Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna show you how to do this and that. Just drop something. Drop something to break the ice. And just put it on YouTube. Fuck it. What's gonna happen? Someone's gonna call you racist. Look at what they do to me. Look at they call me a racist every fucking day, and I'm still here. They still didn't shoot me. And it's gonna make you feel a lot more casual about it, because it is casual. Because half the people watching this, they ask me, Aryan, why you're shirtless in half your videos? Aren't half of you guys probably shirtless anyway? Who the fuck sits at home in the computer watching bunch of tutorials wearing an Armani suit? So just let it fly. Just let it fly.
Creating geometry nodes. So for example, it has this animation because I made like an hologram. So it looks like so. We can go 1, 2 equals 1 0, 4 equals 1 0 0, 1 2 3 equals 1 1 1 1 0 1 1.
You know what? You can also try get drunk and then make a video. Aryan, new here. Check mine out. He's new to the prison. He just got here. Okay. First of all, get that shit on Instagram. So you can meet people, so you can connect with people, because you can't message me on ArtStation, can you? Well, I'm not going to check ArtStation. I don't think anybody hangs out on ArtStation. But on Instagram, I use Instagram all the time to hang out with people. It's a social application. So now you're on Instagram. Now you got your works on Instagram. And then you send Aryan a message. Hello, Aryan. This is what I made. I I'm probably not gonna reply because I get a bunch of messages. But if you message somebody else, they might reply. If you message your company and you offer to give them something for free, they might reply. If you give me something for free, then I'll probably reply. Hello, Aryan, can you please make this model for me? I have a request. I don't reply to these kind of things. Not every time anyway. Sometimes people give me good ideas, but people sending me all sorts of requests like, hey, can I please email you my fucking 3 files which I'm doing for school? Can you please put in 3 hours of work and fix up my topology, please? Fuck that shit. But anyway, my point is, you go to Instagram because there you can talk to people. And you also got your portfolio attached to that, so these people can see what you do. And this is how you make friends who are also in the 3D game. And before you know it, you got a friend who can hook you up with a job. You got a friend who can, who maybe needs some kind of services or whatever. Do you take up freelance projects? Do you take up freelance project and show it? The fuck? I do freelance sometimes. Thank you so much for your comment. Okay, let's get back to Discord. My Doom art toy. Did you make this? Did you 3D print this? I need more context here. Because it's like a packaged toy or something for the store. I only made... I think I'm dyslexic, guys. I modeled a F1 car and I decided to make animation, and this is shot so far. Guys, a little bit of advice for you. If you're not comfortable with the English language, or if you're still learning the English language, in other words, if your English skills or your language skills in any other language are shit, you take this sentence. This is just a little tip. You probably won't go to solitary confinement for this, because I understand that people in prison are usually like illiterate and stuff like that, so it's fine. But just a bit of advice for you in general if you're trying to communicate with other people. Hold on, let me just make sure that let me see what my chat GPT history looks like, because I don't wanna leak sensitive information. Are rats despicable? India versus Saudi Arabia laws. We're gonna get rid of this one. Speed versus quality. Showdown. Okay, I think we're good. World War III, mosquito repellents, female US generals, signs of autism, owning semi-automatic weapons in Croatia. Okay, I show speed. Get rid of that one. I'm trying to see if I can find something that you guys are gonna like. Get rid of it, man. Black stereotypes. Okay. New chat. So you go to chat GPT and you tell him this. Okay, help me phrase this sentence better. Boom. I modeled an F1 car and decided to create an animation. Here's a shot from it so far. Perfect. Just so when you're talking to somebody in real life, or when you're communicating with somebody, not in real life but on the internet, because this shit's not gonna work in real life. Hold on, give me Discord. That way you don't have to go out making a fool out of yourself in front of serious people, right? Sound is too low. Turn up the volume. Arijan3D, brat. Don't know, what's your opinion on AI tools getting better every day? Well, thank fuck. Yeah, if you're a programmer, you're fucked. It's only a matter of time. I don't know if you saw me making Blender add-ons with AI. with ChatGPT, and this is just the beginning. So I imagine there's going to be a time when I can tell AI to just program me a whole, I don't know, I get a Neuralink chip and I tell him reprogram my brain so that I know jujitsu. Reprogram my brain so I can become better at talking to bitches. Yeah, guys, you gotta turn up your volume. I can't, but this is what we can do. This is what we did last time. Hold on. We changed the mic. Hello. 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 Was 9/11 an inside job, guys? 0 or 1 in chat. 1 is yes, 0 is no. Is it better? Is it louder? I hope so. Okay, let's get back to it. Sounds worse. Fucking hell. Okay, hold on. Hold on. What about this one? This is another one. How's that? Does it sound like I'm on the moon, or does it sound better? Hello. Love from Pakistan. This feels like you're in a submarine. Tell me how it is now. It was fine before. This is good. Okay. Let's look at the fucking F1 animation. Low poly chicanes. Is that what you call them? I don't know if it's called a chicane. The white and red stuff on the side of the track. What do you call those things? I would love to know your feedback. See, these mushrooms look a little bit better than the previous ones because they look a little bit more, the texture looks nicer. I guess it's just a noise texture. Into a bump map or a bump node. PS logo looking cute. Did you do this with my tutorial? And this looks like it's got some kind of a texture on it, but I don't think it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to be completely white and smooth. But maybe it's like a different variation. And this is pointy. I'm not sure that it's supposed to be pointy. Look, it's really nice lighting. This is also nice. This is a great fucking job. Oh shit! I thought it was just like a little bit of a... I thought it was like a little bit of shittiness on the texture on the white part, but it turns out it's got the little square, triangle, circle thing going on here. That's crazy. That's beautiful. Watch and learn, guys. This is how you do details. Look at this. I bet you this was cut into the object with a Boolean modifier or something. I don't think this is a normal map. Maybe it was even modeled manually. Great textures. It's about as good as it needs to be. About as good as it gets. It's beautiful. ArtStation, could you leave a review? The first 3 projects are mine. Okay. Okay. Guys, if you got some questions or if you want your shit reviewed, then join the Discord. Where to go? This one. The banner is cute. It's nice and big. I don't know why I have the same thing 17 times and there's a lamp in the corner. That's a little bit weird. And low resolution background, clearly. We got, what's that, Einstein? Yeah, so you're all over the place. But this is nice. This is real nice, except this is a little bit fucked up. These gaps here are a bit fucked up, clearly. You gotta clean that up. The rest is cute, the lighting is nice. Let's see this one. Man, you make me want to drink a fucking coffee, but it's 8 p.m. I shouldn't. Okay, this is the craziest glass I've ever seen in my life. It doesn't look like no glass that I've ever seen, but the machine looks okay. It's also unlike any machine that I've ever seen. And yeah, these are also pretty fucked up, the gaps. And I think that you probably need some buttons or something, don't you? You know what this reminds me of? It's like Apocalypse Now. You know when he goes to slice that guy with a machete? He goes to chop him up into little pieces in the back of the woods. Looks a little bit shitty. The water here looks a bit shitty. But I feel a vibe coming from it. But yeah, you're all over the place, and maybe you should focus more on one thing. Maybe you should focus on environments. Because everybody and their mother is doing product visualization for this type of stuff. It's really easy to do, so everybody does it. It's just basic shapes. Throw in HDRI, add some music, and that's it. Unless you're going to be performing 500 cold outreach attempts every single day. It's a very unoriginal thing to get into, to make these little things like this. This is for everybody, not just this person in particular. Everybody can do this, right? Not that it doesn't look good, but everybody can fucking do it. The hard part is finding somebody who you can do this for and get paid. That's the tough part. I'll be grateful if you'll review this animation on the stream that you haven't seen. Thank you. Oh, Donatas. My nigga. Yeah, that's new. I haven't seen that before. Man, you make me feel like I got shit to do now. I gotta rework mine. Yeah, that's great. The buttons are being pressed. This is for everybody to see, and so they can learn something. Notice how the screen shut down. It's not on the whole time. The screen turned off here. I don't know if you guys can even fucking hear me. Hold on. So the screen turned off. The buttons are being pressed. The camera motion is very smooth. Perfect. Perfect. Hold on, let me throw myself in the corner here. You guys don't need to be looking at me, you need to be looking at the fucking screen. Yeah. Review, how many stars? 5 stars. I'm new to the channel and everything, maybe I can get a review on my portfolio. Moritz Kocher. Moritz Kocher, excuse me. For misidentifying you. Okay, check it out. Oh, we're looking at his... Okay. Not bad. Seems like it's low resolution. I have no idea what on earth this is. Fluid pump. Is this the fucking lethal injection device? Man, we gotta get one of those in the server. Guys, somebody tell me, is this a lethal injection device? What the fuck are we looking at? It's cool though. It's a nice way. It seems like you're visualizing some sort of medical concepts. There we go. Something happening to the receptors. Something got injected. We got what do you call it? What do you call this process in biology when they split? Cell splitting, cell division. Cell division. Is that it? When they turn into two. These are beautiful. You know who needs these things? Doctors. Or people who are learning to become doctors. Look at that. Holy shit, guys. Are you seeing this? They're incredible. But it seems like they're a little bit low resolution. Then you scroll down and it zooms out. Demo reel. Okay, good. About me, I'm a 3D artist with over 10 years. I've done a master's degree in electrical engineering. Maybe show some more works here. Maybe have some more pictures and images underneath this section. So maybe like your projects or something. Journal covers. Is this what you made? I guess it is. Look at that. Advanced healthcare material. Let me Google this. Advanced. I don't know if these are real. So this is what the real deal looks like. Fucking medicine magazines. And I guess this is what our friend here is doing. That's crazy. That's really cool. I don't know if you did these for real, if they actually hired you to do these, or if it's just like for your portfolio. But in any case, share some stories, man. It's interesting. How did you hook up with these people? How'd you find them? If it's really the magazines, you actually made all these covers for all these magazines, which were actually published, because they look beautiful. The works are beautiful. Commercial projects. Let me see if it's under commercial projects. I guess it is real then. Look at that. Photogrammetry. Oh, we got a dog's asshole. Personal projects. Then we got some Star Wars. That's a good website. This is the type of shit that gets you hired. Of course, it depends on what it is that you're trying to go for, right? Is it a good idea to ask the client for 30% of the entire payment? Yeah, it's good to even ask for 50% in case the client gives up on the project. Yeah, definitely. Even 50%, maybe even more in some situations. But a lot of times it's like installments. So they pay, if it's a bigger project, so they pay you, I don't know, 500 to get this part of the job done, then another 500 for the next part, then the next part is 1,000, then it's another 300, 300, 300, and so on. So this is if when you do it like this, then you got contracts. But yeah, it's definitely a good idea to ask for down payments, because a lot of times, guys, and I'm sure somebody here also has experience with this shit. You do a job, time to pay, you're gone, never to be heard from again. And your dumbass already sent them everything which they could use, and now they got the money out of it for what they needed, but they didn't pay you, and so they just fucked you. So yeah, you can ask for money up ahead, money up front. I'm trying to make custom henty. Yeah, Mr. Moritz, I hope you got a Instagram account too. I'd love to see that, but for now we're sending you to a solitary because you don't have a profile picture. Arijan, can you please check my Instagram? What the fuck? Hold on, let me just sign into my Firefox Instagram. Fucking Google Authenticator. And Authenticator. Ima koji Balkanac ovdje danas? Bio je jedan ranije, ja mislim. Jebava pas majku balkansku. Jesu mi divljaci najveći na svijetu. Okay. So Mr. 3D Malu. You know what? Mr. 3D Malu is gonna end up in solitary confinement. Okay, guys, hold on a second. What the fuck am I looking at here? Where is 3D Malu? So I'm guessing this is a picture of him. Did you model yourself? Is this the... Oh no, okay, so you're modeling other people. Is this, what is this? Is this fucking, what's his name? Man. Okay, so you're modeling human beings from reference images.
In a week too, yeah. Main bitch out of your league too, side bitch out of your league too. House so empty, need a centerpiece. 20
That's crazy.
cut that up into skinny pieces, then she clean up with her face.
What's the guys? What's this guy's name? I can't remember for the life of me. What is the name of this fucking man right here? I don't listen to this shit. I'm too old for that kind of music, guys. The Weeknd, that's right. Fucking 28. Okay, so this guy takes a picture and then he adds a mesh and he reshapes it according to the objects in that picture. But the texture is applied to this object. Yeah, what I want to know is how do you project this part of the image to the object? I guess UV editor project from view or something like that. Yeah, it would look awkward as fuck from the sides. Danas nema, ne bi nas bilo, da. A, trčić u teretani, ajmo trčić jebimo mater, koliko dižeš na benču? Okay, so I get the idea, that's pretty cool. I'm surprised that you don't have more views with this stuff. Do you have any that got a lot of views? Not really. Not really. It's interesting for me as a 3D artist. I don't know if it's interesting for the average person to where this could get like 13 million views, like a little fucking like fluid simulation in Blender. 13.5 million fucking views, 2,000 followers from that shitty video that I made on my Instagram. So you guys were around when I was talking about it. It's UV camera based projection in Maya. Okay, yeah, so you got that in Blender too, right? If we take an image, I don't know, let's take hold on, let me throw down. Let me throw in a picture from my computer, saved. There, I got a picture of me holding a female. So let's say you plug that in here, and then you want to make Arijan's head. Let's subdivide that a little bit. You want to make Arijan's head. So what you do is what I would do is project from view, although the aspect ratio is a little bit fucked up. So now check it out. There we got Arijan. Okay, I guess that's it. Look at his ear. Okay. It's 1 a.m. Good night. Good night. Good night. All right, where were we? This is the rendered image. We already talked about this one. We got more guns. Hell yeah. I know you guys love seeing this shit. I love seeing this shit. Look at it. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. What? So it seems to me that you do this professionally, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like because it says Gunfire Games, Roardy Digital. I'm assuming that you're doing this for some sort of a video game. Some video game studio hired your ass to make these things. Because I want to hear about it. I want to know the story. I use Moy 3D for modeling a briefcase. Because it's beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. You got a fucking 8K. It looks great. It really looks nice. Anybody who's modeling weapons, there you go. You look at this. And the textures are pretty good, but you can also make, most people think that, well, it's definitely better to use Substance Painter, but you can do these things in Blender too. Although Blender's texturing skills or texturing abilities are pretty shitty. This here looks like it's a normal map, but I feel like it should be three-dimensional. Maybe maybe I misunderstood it. That is lovely. I'm glad that he has a picture, because I would have sent his ass into solitary. But that's great. This is what I'm talking about. This is a portfolio. Are you on Instagram? I'm sorry. Hey, look, a copy I rendered. I copy your render from your Insta. Okay, here's my render from my Insta, guys. Let me just show you what we're working with here. This is from my Instagram. Hold on. So I may posted this shit a long time ago. This was mine. You need to get rid of this. You don't want to have these letters in your renders. And I got some. Man, hold on. I gotta close some of these windows. There's too many of them. Get rid of ChatGPT. Get rid of this one. Get rid of this one. So notice how I got depth of field here. So the one in the background is blurry. You need this shit here. You need some depth of field, and the oranges look like GTA 5. I won't say San Andreas, but they look like a GTA. They don't really look like real life. Oh hell yeah! Let's look at this one. The music stresses me out. It feels like a bad trip. Clipping on the rigid bodies. Or the soft bodies or whatever. But great animation otherwise. This is a cool idea. This is pretty nice too. Grain on the lenses or whatever they are. That was weird. Okay. There you go. That's my opinion for you. Let's go to... This is my friend profile. Please review it. Your friend profile. Where is he? Tell him to get on in the Discord. Sakib Burki. Hold on a minute. That ain't your friend. That's your fucking brother. Okay. Hey, are you guys from... Which country is this in? Wrapped in cultural pride under mountain skies. Land. Waziristan. Where is that? Hold on, let me Google it. Pakistan. And it's in the north of Pakistan. I was gonna ask if it's Afghanistan. Because this is the type of clothing that I see in Afghanistan, right? When I see pictures and videos of Afghanistan, it looks a lot like that. But it's Pakistan right next to Afghanistan. That's crazy. Hey, I remember making this. So I've never seen a tuna company use 3D product visualization. Let me just put it that way. But maybe I just haven't been paying attention. So let's check this out. Rio Mare, Hrvatska. Rio Mare, Hrvatska. Let's check Rio Mare advertising and visuals. And maybe we can use them as a reference. First of all, this website looks horrible to me. Sport I prehrana, hold on, proizvodi. Tunjevina, okay. Tunjevina u maslinovom ulju. Okay, so this is probably a 3D object. Notice the reflections around these metal rims. So it looks like yours has a much, or this one here has a much lower roughness value. So it's a lot more shiny. It's the kind of visual that you would expect for cosmetic products and stuff like that, not tuna cans. Let's see this. This looks a little bit weird because it's just a rock solid piece of ice. It would be better with some droplets. More droplets, more droplets. If you so they look pretty good, but you need more. Put a can of soda in the fridge and then pull it out after like an hour and a half, and you're gonna see a million droplets on it. That's not bad. I would bevel these edges just a little bit to make them a little bit softer on these objects here. It's pretty nice. You could do some visuals for companies that sell phone cases. You can help them visualize your cases. This looks pretty nice. The stitches look pretty nice. It looks pretty good. See this? The material here is too rough. It's too strong. And it seems a little bit too blocky here. It's like to create this inner part, you just extrude it and scale it down. So the proportions on these curves here are a little bit off. This looks like it's not a very clean curve. I like the environment with the particles here. Did I do that in mine? Because it's like everybody with this GoPro thing is they got particles going, but I don't think I did any particles. Man, I gotta redo it. By the way, guys, maybe somebody knows it, but I rendered this. I think I rendered it in 2160 pixels by 2160 pixels, and then I go to like Premiere Pro or something, and I shrink it down to 1080p, 1:1 aspect ratio, and I export it. It looks beautiful, but as soon as you put it on Instagram, it looks like shit. Is there a way to get around that? Has somebody figured out a way to get around that? That's what I want to know. Odakle si iz Hrvatske? Aj pogodi. Po naglasku. A jebi ga, Zagreba sam, šta ću te zabavati. Jer u Rijeci imaju isti naglasak koji u Zagrebu. A disti, I did. Blender Guru did a tutorial about the particles like those a while back. Yeah, I don't know if I saw him do it or somebody else, but anyway, it's a good trick. I just made a PP in Blender using cubes. Yeah, fuck Instagram. Because if you export it in higher resolution and then you compress it down, it's like there's more details considered in the lower resolution picture. I ti si Zagreba. Ej jebenica, aj koji dio Zagreba. It's called an intraoral scan, and I use Blender to make grills. I 3D print in metal. They use to make fucking surgical. You're kidding me. You do this shit professionally. It's okay, so here's what I want to know. How do you know how to shape the tooth? I guess you can just use like a boolean to make sure that it fits the hole or the gap that you have here. But how do you make sure that it's gonna be comfortable to the person? How do you know how to maybe you just mirror it from the other side or something like you can't because it's probably different. Or do you just kind of eyeball it, fuck it, whatever looks right, you can just kind of see. You can just see that it looks like it fits in, so it's fine. Because there cannot be any clipping with the edge next to it. But I guess it's probably not that hard. It just seems like something where extreme precision is necessary. Hey Aryan, can you review my portfolio? You need a profile picture. You need a profile picture. You get solitary confinement for no profile picture, for not wearing uniform. Hi, I'd really appreciate it if you take a moment to review my portfolio. Make sure I look cute. Got another light too. Check this out. Okay. Now you guys can see me. There you go. Duanel Ureña. Need more posts. It's not enough.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time is the only
Too much
true
intro. I
constant
almost clicked away
in the
because it was
universe.
too long before anything happened.
Where
I
mechanical
like the rocket, but it's like the same shit every time you
meets
get
the
back to the
infinite.
watch, which is a little bit redundant, let's say. That's cool.
Unbreakable precision.
The watch needs more details. It
Engineered
appears.
for eternity.
That's cool. Aerospace grade assembly. There's no way that's true. And what the fuck does that even mean? Aerospace grade assembly. I'm not making fun of you for putting that in the animation, because obviously the company is the one that wants this said about their product. But that's gotta be fucking bullshit. What is a watch gonna do with rockets and sending people to Mars? That's ridiculous.
When every second defines your destiny.
That's cute.
The singularity.
Hey guys, check this out. He's got that little so behind the letters, it seems that the colors are inverted when they're behind the letters. So the letters invert the colors. This is black, so it's inverted into white. This here is white, so it's inverted into black. It's a cool effect somebody might want to consider using for something else. Good. Too boring, the camera is still. Yeah, the camera needs to be zoomed in here. And make sure you don't get no more of that. This is pretty good. That's pretty good. This feels a little bit uncomfortable because you can't really see it because it's just snapping too quickly. Okay. Yeah, you need more posts too. Just keep posting, keep posting, keep posting. Make more animations. It's not enough. And maybe a better profile picture would be nice because now it's just a fucking statue. Maybe you want to make it more personalized somehow. Okay, so when exporting from Premiere Pro, the bitrate, set the bitrate to 55, okay. And then throw it on Insta. It looks amazing. Okay, I'll try that. Because normally I just do like 20. That's what the professionals told me. You don't need to go more than that. It's not really gonna make any difference. Hey Aryan, this out brother. He ended up in solitary though. It's pretty cute. Some archivist renders. Yeah, that's nice, but I think this room is empty. That's pretty nice. You know, I bet there's somebody cheating me, making a fool out of me. They send me an AI generated picture, and then they have me review it as a 3D model. I don't know what the hell this is. This here looks a little bit. The shading on this around this edge looks off. Repetitive texture on the block. It's too dark. It's too black. And I don't know what this is. It seems like you got an artifact on the floor. This is a cool setup. It's a cool idea, but it's not executed very well because you got this sharp edge here, but then this was beveled, and the texture here looks pretty fucked up. Also the mapping up here, but the model itself, I think, is probably the model is pretty good. You gotta bevel these edges over here. Just finished modeling this Balenciaga shoe. Okay, that looks good. We got the sole, or not the sole. The sole is on the inside, right? What do you call this part underneath? Yeah, it looks great. It looks clean. You got some clipping on your stitches, so be careful with that. The stitches clipping through the surface here. That's lovely. Okay, it feels like a cutscene from a video game or something like that. Okay, let's do a couple more. What's that? Reflection here is a little bit awkward. It's like one corner is lit, and then that's it. I would try to remove this reflection from the corner. The model looks very nice and detailed. I feel like this texture seems a little bit too sharp. Somehow the dots are a little bit too sharp, perhaps, but it's pretty good. Good work. You can see the topology. That's pretty good too. Here is my Instagram profile. Zachariah Regwig. Hey, I think we saw this last time, didn't we? That's beautiful. It looks like official marketing material, so that's good. See some keyboard. Beautiful lighting. Beautiful lighting. I want to see an animation of it though. That's cute. Yeah, you gotta post some animations of these things. This is too dark. You're hiding the product with a shadow. This is a cool idea. If you can animate this so they're flowing, you can use like geometry nodes to do this. I don't know if you can use geometry nodes for separate objects, but you can do it for... Yeah, you could probably do this with geometry nodes to make them go up and down like little waves or something. The front piece of the, you know, it occurred to me to try to model this. How would you pull off the front piece of this helmet? So you need to make sure that you're good at you need to make sure that you know all the topology rules, that you know how to handle your topology, because this is all one piece and it's all connected, and if you want to do it that way, it's going to be complex topology. If you want to cheat your way through it, you're going to use your Boolean modifiers and shit like that. Arijan, please check out my portfolio. Okay. We need an animation of this. It looks pretty nice, but it needs to be animated. And also, I think this is turned a little bit too sharply here, right? It's supposed to be smooth. This corner here is supposed to be smooth. You need depth of field. And the seam here is a little bit too powerful. The edge between the water and the background. Get rid of the monkeys. Animate this. Oh, it is animated. Hold on. Okay, so here's what you should do with this shot. It starts really well. So this shot needs to last like 2 seconds. It needs to be 2 seconds long and start around here, and then it switches to something else. And don't have these lights covering up so much of the surface, because they're very much in the way. They're in the way too much. Yeah, I can open Behance now, but I can't click on the fucking, if I click on the works, it just gives me a blank image now. So I'm still working on it. I'm still battling. I'm still fighting that fight. So 2 second shots that are, you can arrange, you can align it with the music. Arijan, the video of the N-word is up. Made it just for you. Let's see it. Hold on, we gotta see this. This is gonna be fucking dessert for tonight. Where'd you send it? Where'd you send it, man? Send me the link again. Hold on, let me see if I can find it again. I guess it's on your profile somewhere. No, send me the link. Send me the link, because I'm not gonna find it. That is beautiful. I don't like the leather though, and the stitches look way too thick. I think the material on the outside should be more glossy, so lower the roughness a little bit. The case is wonderful. This is great. It's a great idea. It looks like, I think you have a texture here, but don't do that, because you want this to be perfectly clean and perfectly smooth, this metal around the case of the watch. And yeah, these are quite large and gray. I feel like they should be white, maybe a little bit smaller. And this doesn't look like, in real life these things look a little bit different, unless this one's unique, but I think it's supposed to be shaped a little bit differently, this middle part, so just double check that. This edge on the very outside is a little bit too smooth, and the letters here are a little bit too gray, where they should be white. And see how they have this sort of black edge around them, so you can't really see the numbers down here. At least in this shot. In this one it looks good. Although you can still kind of see that. No, that's down here, and 25 is here. Yeah, maybe. These black outlines. I don't know why it's happening. Maybe it's because it's a bump map or a normal map or something. I pinned you in library. Okay guys, Arijan3D is about to steal the fucking show. Arijan is here.
Behold my magnum opus. Nigga. Thanks for watching.
Hell yeah. You know what? I was thinking about making a new rank. We're gonna make a new rank in the fucking Discord. It's going to be called and it's going to be given to this gentleman right here. Blender Prison server settings. One for dessert. Okay, create role. Create role. Here, check this out. New role. What color are we gonna give him? Let's give him like we already have orange. How about purple? That looks pretty cool. Or like burgundy or whatever you call that. It's not purple. Purple is like prostitution color. Burgundy is pretty cool. Shot color. And the permissions are going to be yeah. Allows members to change their own nickname, a custom name just for this server. Yeah. No. No. Send messages. Why do I? Files, add reactions. Yes, yes. No. Send voice messages, create polls, connect, speak, video. I don't know what that is, but we don't need no fucking soundboard. Allows members to speak in voice channels by simply talking. Okay, yeah. That's it. That's it. Manage members, add members. What was his fucking name again? Ian Makes 3D. Is that also your name here? Ian. Hold on. That's gonna be above general population. And this is it, guys. Hold on, we gotta save it. Save changes. Hold on, where is he? Where is he? I just lost him. Ian, where are you? Where are you, Ian? Hold on, man. Where the fuck did it go? 8:37. These are all 1 minute ago. Okay, it's being spammed. Dude, tag me again. I lost you again. Here it is. Okay, Ian. Plus roll, shot color. There, look at that. This is an honorable roll. This is an honorable roll, so there you have it. It's a role which must be earned. It's a title to be a shot caller. Guys, listen to me. It is hot as fuck where I'm sitting right now. I got AC in the other room, not the one that I'm in right now. So I'm sitting here this whole time. You know when they used to put slaves into the box? In the ground, they would put like an iron box and just close it. They close you in there. It's like a coffin. And they just leave you out in the sun for days. This is what they used to do to slaves, apparently. And guess who owned the slaves, by the way? You guys know this, don't you? But this is how I feel when I'm in this room. So I can't sit here for much longer and pretend like I'm not suffering and pretend like I'm having a good time, because I'm boiling in here. For those of you guys who did not join the Discord yet, make sure you join the Discord. And then for those of you who already are in there, you know that I pop in from time to time, so you can ask me a question. Maybe I get a video idea. Maybe I can give somebody some more feedback. Maybe I'll make a video about some of the reviews that you guys requested here. So speak to the community. You're gonna get some good ideas, some good knowledge, some good feedback. You need to hang out with the community. So make sure you join the fucking Discord and make sure you read the rules. Because if you don't read the rules, more than likely what's gonna happen is we're gonna throw your ass into solitary confinement right off the bat. You're not even gonna spend 5 minutes in the server. Because as soon as I see an anime picture, I send it into solitary confinement on principle. I don't want to see no fucking anime or cat pictures, alright? So just make sure to stick to the rules, because you're gonna get knifed in prison otherwise. It's a prison. It's a dictatorship, and I'm the dictator. I'm Kim Jong-un here. All right. So that'll be it for today. Let's read the chat a little bit. Please check mine. Please check mine. That's it, guys. No more. No more. Please don't ignore me. That's what I'm talking about. We heard the N-word. We're gonna need some more of that, guys. And just for the others to know here, I want to see some. Just take notes, guys. Keep in mind how Ian got promoted to shot caller. Maybe you can use the same technique, the same method to get promoted to shot callers as well. Try it. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. You ignored my Insta 15 times. It's tough shit. Alright, guys. What's that? Logo. Smash. Cube Medic. No more. I'm not clicking no more. How long has it been? 2 hours and 26 minutes. That's enough, boys. Hey, follow me on Instagram. I'll do some Q&As and you can ask me a question. How to promote the shot caller? You have to earn the role. You have to behave. You have to. It's like getting respect in real life. It's universal. Everybody. If you don't know this, nobody's gonna teach you. You gotta figure it out as you go. They don't teach you this shit in school. How to earn people's respect. How to climb hierarchies. You have to observe what is respected in certain hierarchies, and you have to figure that shit out, and that's how you're gonna climb the hierarchy. No one's gonna take you by the hand and teach you that, because everybody wants to climb the hierarchy themselves, so they don't want to give you this knowledge. Alright? So figure it out. Figure out how it works. Figure out what the officers and the warden respect in the server. Figure out what they appreciate and do that, and then you're gonna be able to climb through the ranks. You may even be an officer one day, but you sure as hell ain't gonna be no warden unless you kill me and take my computer and take my spot. And then you take the hearts and minds of everybody who watches my fucking videos on YouTube. Then you can take the warden position. But until that day, the most you can ever hope for is officer. When's the next portfolio review? Yeah, I was thinking about making a schedule or something. What's the day today? It's Friday. Let's see. I'm gonna announce it on Instagram and Discord. How about that? I wanna make an announcement. Just gonna do a live stream or something. Then and there. I'm gonna maybe announce it one day ahead or something like that. So that'll be it. I hope you guys learned something. And you know, the main thing about these live streams, the main thing I want to get across here is not so much that I'm gonna be able to teach you something. It's just for everybody to get around and think together, okay? Because I can open up a model, I don't gotta say nothing, the chat's gonna say something. Maybe somebody in chat says something way smarter than I do. Maybe I say something stupid, who knows? But someone's gonna say something cool and you're gonna learn something eventually. You're gonna be inspired by something. So that's the point of these things, and that's the point of the whole Discord. So the whole idea here is to bring your ass into the fucking Discord, into prison, so you can be under my domain. And as they say in prison, you can give your heart to Jesus, but your ass belongs to me, okay? Remember that when you join this fucking Discord. We can throw you in solitary without any reason, without any excuse, and we're gonna laugh at your ass, alright? So this is a dictatorship. You have no rights here. Human rights don't exist here. They do on paper, but they don't in reality. Because human rights exist, right? They're enforced, but they still get abused all the time, don't they? All over the world. So just remember, just because there are rules doesn't mean that you're safe. Doesn't mean that you're protected from the sharks. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you for tuning in. It was a pleasure to hang out with you. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one.